Hello everyone, Beauty Matters is back. This time is with a social media influencer, Aliyah. Hello Aliyah.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. And you look amazing.
Thank you so much. So do you.
Thank you. Thanks for being with us today.
It's my pleasure.
I introduced you as social media influencer. So what is social media influencer?
So what do? I work with different brands, and it's about promoting, it's about marketing. So you're basically introducing people to different brands, to different styles, different products, depending on what your field is, where's your niche. So it's mainly about working with different people, making connection with people, and obviously connecting to your audience and sending a message, whether it's a message about, as I said, introducing them to a brand or teaching them something about social media or about styling or about different beauty tricks. Kind of like a
full
package.
Yeah. How did you start being a social media influencer?
How did I start? This is a really interesting question. I was in the mental health field. I was working as a mental health practitioner, and it kind of felt like I wanted to do something more, something like introduce people to a positive view and influence people on a day-to-day and reach a wider audience. So I decided to start Instagram. I always loved doing some modeling. I always loved fashion. I always loved working with different brands. And it kind of started as a hobby, and then it kind of took over. So now I'm doing it full time.
So it's a career now.
It is a career now.
Yeah. You left working, you left your profession for social media, and you're trying to combine the two.
Yes.
That's really interesting. Can you tell me a little bit more about how you're trying to combine the two?
My outlook on life, it's about being positive and just embracing yourself. It's quite interesting that this is a beauty channel, so I believe everyone is beautiful in their own way. There is no like a set trend of what's beautiful. There could be what's in at the moment, but that doesn't necessarily apply to everyone. So for example, you may like the darker look, you know, the darker hair, the light eyes, the big lashes. Someone else may think that that's not beautiful. I think it is. However, there's other people that think that being natural is beautiful. But there's this misconception that there's one beauty and everyone needs to fit into that box. I don't believe in that. I believe that everybody needs to find their own beauty within and embrace their inner beauty. And then it will come out in an outer beauty.
So it's more you believe in diversity in beauty.
A lot of diversity, whether you're a fair skin color or darker skin color, or whether you have a big butt like Kim Kardashian or you're skinny like Kate Moss. It's so beautiful. Everyone is beautiful in their own way. There's no certain sizes or shapes or races. I believe everyone is beautiful within themselves, and I empower people to embrace their own beauty, not to have an idol or an ideal and try to be like someone else, because that's not gonna come out beautiful. It's gonna come out fake.
But for you being in the social media industry, you can see how competitive it is, and also how much pressure it puts on people.
Yeah.
So young girls who they are watching kind of a perfection in photos or in someone's body, or like they are seeing perfections in photos, let's say. Do you think that will affect them mentally? Do you think they will? It will affect their confidence. It will put pressure on them.
Well, it does definitely put pressure on them. But Lin, you need to understand something. There's a lot of beautiful apps like Photoshop, Lightroom, many editing apps on your phone like Facetune, where everyone uses them to make something perfect. There is absolutely nothing that's called perfection. There is nothing perfect. So when people look at the picture, they're not looking at the raw picture. They're not looking at the picture as it is. They're looking at the edited picture that people put forward. They're looking at the one picture out of 200 that you've ended up taking.
Yeah.
They're looking at the result of a 5-hour photo shoot. And it is impossible to achieve. And that's why it puts pressure on them. But if they put it in the context of, well, if I put the effort, if I learn the editing skills, if I learn how to do this, then I could look 10 times better than this. So rather than comparing yourself to this perfect picture or perfect image, why don't you twist that picture and you make it your own and you just give it your own taste, like put in your own spices, make it yourself.
Well, even if people don't want to change the image and make it themselves, at least don't believe it is real.
It is not real.
Because I've met a model and I interviewed her and she said, I wish I look like my photos in real life because like people don't woke up perfect and people spend like times and hours in salons to look perfect in a photo shoot, for example. So it's really important to raise the awareness, and what you are doing is amazing in your like social media, the way you influence young ladies.
But it's also about understanding that it's not really about the perfection. It's about internalizing your beauty, learning to see your beauty. And if you see someone that's got perfect skin in a picture, that does not necessarily mean that they have perfect skin in real life. If you see someone that has the most amazing personality on TV or on Instagram or on stories, it does not necessarily mean that that's how they are. If you see someone that's always happy and sharing their love and their life and their relationship, it does not necessarily mean that that's all that their life is about. Life is about ups and downs. Life is about experiences. Life is about a lot of experiences. So you get good and bad, you get the yin and the yang, and it's not all one way. We all decide to share the good bits of our life. And for someone on the outside that's looking in, obviously they're only seeing what we're portraying as this is our life. And it might become a little bit intimidating for them and it might put the pressure, but if they, again, put it in the context of, well, as much as I'm sharing something, I'm sharing the good of it. There is some people that share the bad side of their life as well, but not everyone. Personally, I like to use social media to put positivity out there. Sometimes I would talk about having a hard time doing something or a hard experience that I've had. But at the end of the day, it's not easy for someone to be sharing their negative side. That's why I really admire certain influencers that just kind of bring out body positivity, whether they're plus size or whether they have stretch marks or they have acne, and they're embracing it. And they're embracing their eczema, for example, their rosacea or their pigmentation, and it's fine. It is beautiful in their own way.
And she was trying to raise the awareness of what I have is sponsored. I do adverts for brands. I do travel because someone has paid for my holiday to go and do, like, it's a business thing. So she was also raising awareness of don't put pressure on your lifestyle to be like a blogger or an influencer. Do you agree with that?
I do and I don't. Because, sometimes when you look at something, you feel like this feeling of, I want that. If you have this feeling of, I want that, nothing's stopping you. You want that, you can get that. Whether it's the traveling or the seeing new things, or the lifestyle. If you want something, it might be a motivation for you to go out there and get it. Obviously, monetary-wise, influencers, sometimes they get sponsored and they get to go, but their experience is paid for. I get it. But if you're a person and you're looking at Bali picture and you're like, wow, this place is incredible, I would really love to go for it. Save up and go for it. And trust me, it's going to pay off, because you're going to feel like you've achieved something, you work towards something. So I agree with that side of it. It could be a good way of allowing people to understand what they want, what clicks for them, what works for them, and
That can
to
be a
use it
way
as a
to inspire
motivation.
people, we can say.
As an inspiration, yes. But if you're trying to recreate the life of a blogger, unless you're a blogger, then that's hard. However, small bloggers look at bigger bloggers and are like, oh, I wish I had that. Oh, I wish I was collaborating with that brand or with this brand and with that brand. No, nothing stops you. You put in the hard work, you will get there. But don't compare yourself to someone else. This is my point. Use the comparison for you to understand where you want to be, what you want to do. If that's really what you want to go for it. But put in the hard work behind it and you will get there. It's all about power of attraction. But if that's not really something that you want, you're just trying to get somewhere because you want to or because it looks good, then that's not really for you. Just try and use it as a mirror to see inside of yourself what clicks for you, what doesn't click for you. Use it as an inspiration rather than I want to be like someone.
Not try to copy someone else.
Don't ever be like someone. Allow your feelings and your perception of someone else's life or someone else's view or someone else's feelings to inspire you and to get connected with yourself. We're so busy in daily life. We don't really sit there and think about what do we want or what do we need from life. We're the kind of people that just go for things, you know? We just kind of like daily routine. You never really stop and think about yourself. But looking at things, and if you get a reaction or a feeling out of something, that's your sign that maybe that's something that you want. If you feel uncomfortable about being with someone, then there's something wrong there. Use that perception and use it. The same thing with influencers, the same thing with social media.
And now in like social media influencers, we can see many and many people who they are trying or starting, as you said, and as you said, it's like small influencers who they are trying to look to, and maybe influencers who they have more viewers. What are the quality required? So is it something anyone can say like I am a social media influencer and start? Because what are the quality required?
In my opinion, everyone's an influencer. You go out with your friends and you tell them, I went to this restaurant and this dish was really amazing. You're influencing your friends to go somewhere and to try something out, right? Or you've tried this product and you say, oh, this was really, really good. Oh, this smells amazing. Or if someone says, oh, you smell really nice. And you say, yeah, that's the perfume I've used. You're influencing someone. If you want to make it as an actual social media influencer, there's a lot of things that you need to tick. So everyone can be an influencer. Okay, number one, your content needs to be amazing. Your content needs to be high class, you know, high profile, high resolution pictures. Be creative. Don't be scared of, you know, trying something new. Bring in or put out something that people would want to see. Put out something that people are looking for, whether it's an advice or whether it's a look or something. Everything creative kind of catches people's eyes. And number three is be yourself. You can't really become a social media influencer if you're following a crowd. Just learn to listen to your inner voice. Learn to listen to yourself, really, and allow your own internal beauty to come out. Allow your diversity to come out. A lot of people will be following you for that reason. If you're authentic. So authenticity does come out in your post, does come out in your stories, does come out in your interaction with people. If you want to be a social media influencer, it takes a long time for you to build that following. But the following that you're building are people that connect with you, the people that are following you for a reason.
Yeah. I saw on your posts, like for example, you post the photo after the edits and then like swipe and you will see the hard work behind it.
Yes, I love doing that because a lot of people just kind of like contact me and they're like, oh my God, your pictures are so beautiful. And a lot of people say, oh, but it's just a picture. I'm like, no, it's not just a picture. It takes a lot of time to think about what content you want to create, how you want to portray it to people, how can you make it look interesting, how can you, and obviously you have to be authentic. So bringing in the behind the scenes, for me, it's a way of connecting to your audience because they can see you unedited, if that makes sense. You know,
maybe also shows it is a hard work.
It is hard work, and also it's real. You know, you can see the real side of it. You can see how hard it was to get that shot and how it was edited, how the stomach was taken in a little bit, how the, you know, how the lighting was played off, how, you know, you can take a picture in London with a fake palm trees and it might look like you're in Miami. And people are, oh, she's away. Not really. It's just about the props. So be prepared to be different, be prepared to be bold. And that's basically my message to everyone. I like to put the behind the scenes to show people that if you put in the hard work, it will come out nice.
Yeah, can we call it don't believe the illusion? Like it's...
Of course, yeah. It's really about being authentic. It's about not just believing a dream, because it's not a dream. It's hard work.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hard work behind it.
Now your background, Aliyah.
My background.
You came from, you are half Italian and half Lebanese.
Yes.
How long have you been living in England for?
I've been in the UK since 2004. I was born in Lebanon, and then my parents moved to Italy when I was 3 years old. So basically my whole life was growing up in Italy. So again, this is the reason why actually I decided to be quite outgoing in social media, because I really struggled with finding my identity or finding my authenticity.
Do you think it helped you, social media?
It really did help me, because it helped me on a journey of discovering my country. So if you look at my profile back, there's a lot of Lebanese places and then Lebanese posts, because that was me deciding that I wanted to get to know my heritage. I grew up in Italy, and they weren't very open-minded towards people that came from abroad. So I always felt like I wanted to be someone else. I wanted to be Italian, you know. It's not like I looked like a foreigner or I looked Arabic, but it was my name. So my name was an Arabic name. So straight away people would look at you differently, and that made me not want to be me. That made me want to hide my Arabic. So, for example, if my mum was talking to me in Arabic, I would be so embarrassed. I'd be like, Mommy, stop, khalas, khalas.
And that changed?
And that changed completely when I came to the UK, because there's so much diversity here, and you don't really need to fit into a box. You can actually learn to be yourself. And that's when I actually learned to speak a lot more Arabic, and I got to know a lot of Lebanese people and Arabic people, and I actually loved the culture and I wanted to get to know it more. So I started traveling. Yes, definitely. All Arab countries are stunning. So I wanted to get to know it. So I would go every summer and I would do the sightseeing. I'll go do my research, look at the places, and I would just...
Do you post about it a lot?
I post about it, yeah. I do love to post about it. I put some history behind it as well.
Yeah, I think that's important.
It is important because people need to see that there's...
Different side, maybe?
Yeah, much difference. Very big difference.
Yeah, because I think in media, maybe Arab places, Arab countries are not highly covered. Me as Syrian, I always would like to show a different image, different side of Syrian. So I completely understand where you're coming from here. What are the plans? What's happening next for you, Aliyah, as a blogger?
Actually, I don't really know. I just want to carry on. I just really enjoy creating content. I enjoy climbing things or like being creative with my work. So just maybe just carrying on doing what I'm doing and just maybe reaching more and more people. However, the amount of likes I get or the amount of comments I get or the amount of followers I get really doesn't matter to me. I know it sounds stupid. It does work very well if you have a higher following and everything, but that's not the reason why I'm doing it.
It's not only numbers as
I'm not doing it for the validation. If I post something, it's something that I believe in. If I, for example, I try a product and a product is bad, I would say the product is bad. I'm not going to be sitting there telling you, oh yeah, get this product. It's about being authentic. But I much more enjoy just creating something. It's just an outlook or like a way for me to express myself. So I use my social media to express myself and sending obviously positive messages and empowering messages to women, young girls growing up, not really knowing who they are. It's like, get to know your background, get to know yourself, embrace who you are, don't try and be someone else. So for me, the future is hopefully I can reach more people and influence them in a positive way to just embrace who they are and to just go for their dreams and enjoy who they actually are. Get to know what you want and nothing stops you. It's only your mind. Your only barrier is your mind.
Yeah, it's an important message.
So for me, it's not like I don't have a huge aspiration or I don't want to be famous or very popular, but that's not the reason why I'm doing this. If that happens in the process, that's fine, but for the moment, even if I reach 5 people and I get them to feel, give them a little motivation to get better, give them a little view of life in a different way, from another side, help them see life differently and embrace the life and live the life in a way that feels right for them. I'm happy.
Who influenced you?
Who influenced me?
You watch people, you are an influencer, people follow you to be influenced. So who influenced you?
I think everyone and everything really does. I follow a lot of creative accounts. Like I tend to look for people that are, again, positive and traveling, and I look for what I want. I obviously want to travel more. I think seeing the world is incredible.
Yeah.
That's why my hashtag is the Lebanese Traveler. I would love to do a lot more traveling.
You learn a lot from traveling.
Yes, of course, because you get to know different cultures. You basically step into someone else's shoes and you become them for a week or two. You get to experience their life, their culture. That's what I would love to do more of. So who influences me are the people that are brave enough to get themselves out of their comfort zone and doing it, really.
Yeah.
And still being authentic. As I said, you can see when someone is not authentic.
Aliyah, you are a mom.
Yes, I am.
You have a little baby girl. She's not a baby girl anymore.
Not a baby girl anymore. She's 11, going to be 12 in January.
How do you feel about having the responsibility at home and also managing between events and photo shoots? I know you are a busy lady. We tried to arrange meetings many times, didn't work.
We did.
Yeah. So how do you think, or what is your advice for people about the balance between your family life, being a mom, and
this is actually quite interesting because my husband's not comfortable about me posting stuff about my daughter because he doesn't want her in the social media world yet. So it actually is quite hard because I would love to share her stuff. I would love to share my moments with her, but I understand my husband's point of view. So that's one of the compromises I actually do.
I agree with that point, to be honest.
Yeah. So that's something, but yeah, it is really hard actually to manage events and life and husband and everything. So the more I'm growing, the more it kind of gets busy. So what I actually tend to do is to actually sit there and tell myself, do I actually want to go there? Is this brand talking to me? Is this worth my time? Because family for me always comes first.
Yeah, so you kind of manage your priorities. So
you have to prioritize, but it is really difficult. It means literally waking up in the morning and doing your social media, then getting ready, then doing the cooking, then making sure the house is clean, then picking up your daughter from school, dropping her home, making sure she's got her homework done and everything, she's looked after.
Be a superwoman.
And then you have to go to events. So yeah, definitely be a superwoman, but also make sure that you're looking after yourself first. It's very easy to not realize that you're burning out, and that's one of my mistakes. I sometimes do so much and then I realize, oh my gosh, I'm exhausted, and then I have to take time out.
Yeah, I think many mums forget themselves.
Yes,
and,
they do, especially if you're a working mum, and if you have a career, or if you're waiting or working towards a goal, it does get quite hard.
So it is okay to take care of yourself, ladies.
It's the most important part, because if I burn myself out and I'm very busy, I'm snappy, I'm not the most pleasant person to be around, so it's obviously reflecting wrong in my relationship with my husband or my daughter, because then I don't have much to give. I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
And then you fall sick, and that's not really good, because obviously your body gives up.
And also
like any
mental health, you need to take your time off for to take care of your mental health.
Yeah, definitely. Well, if you're looking, I'm quite good with that. Like, I don't look at people and be like, oh, I wish I was like her. Oh, I wish I did this. Oh, I wish I
So you don't compare yourself to others?
I purposefully don't do that. I look at people and then again, what I was trying to say, if there's something that I like, I'm like, okay, that's something I actually want to work towards. That would be my goal. But I don't ever compare myself. Everyone is at different stages of their life. If something is written for you, it will be there at the right time. Maybe you're not ready, maybe you can't handle it, or maybe that's not really what you want. So I tend to put a break, put a nice barrier, have a boundary, and be like, yes, no, that's what I want, that's not what I want. But definitely never compare myself. I try to be happy for people. And if this is something that I actually want,
make you feel happy.
Yeah. And if it's something that I want, then it's like, okay, that's a goal. That's something I want to get to. I will get there.
What type of events do you attend normally?
It's mainly beauty, fashion events, or like makeup launches. I also like to attend a lot of motivational talks.
Okay.
Or like book launches with people that actually have a message behind what they're trying to bring out to the world. But the events I really enjoy is actually, fashion mainly. Even though there's a lot more beauty than fashion, but Fashion Week is the best, which is where I met you.
Where we met. Yeah.
Fashion Week is incredible. Like, twice a year, that week is the sacred week.
Yeah.
Don't call me, don't text me.
The magic.
The magic week.
Yeah.
And also you work with different designers at Fashion Week, and it's beautiful.
So do you go to London Fashion Week as a guest, or do you go there to report or to put your opinion, views?
Well, I used to just go to see what's new or what's coming out, and obviously just kind of like share it with my followers and kind of like show them the videos and enjoying the fashion, because I love fashion. But this year was a little bit different, because I actually got to wear the designers that were showcasing their work, and that was actually quite special for me. So when you're wearing the designer and you're attending their show, that's beautiful. So that was something I actually really wanted, and I've achieved. So I ticked that box, and it felt incredible. So yes, introducing people to new designers, and just kind of like showing them and telling them that if you, for example, you're a designer and you want to make it's just all about being courageous enough to go for it. It's not about, obviously you need to have the right connections as well, but you can work there and you can achieve them, but it's quite good.
I wish you to achieve all your dreams, Aliyah.
Oh, thank you. You too.
You were a very sweet guest.
Oh.
And thank you for being with us today.
Well, thank you for inviting me. And I hope I reached you guys and I sent you some positive messages.
If you want to find Aliyah, you can find her on Aliyah's
World. Aliyah's World.
And for you, my lovely viewers, stay safe, and I will meet you next week with Beauty Matters.